Hi, it's Barkley from Corwhin, and yesterday I came back from Europe where I was touring around and basically taking some time off working away from the farm, which I don't usually do ever. So, yeah, I'm back and I have a number of things that I have to catch up on and get up to speed on work-wise. So, previous video you saw me working on the germination chamber. Now I have to get stuff ready to put in the germination chamber. A little behind of the list and I made of when to start everything for seeds, but that's okay. Things happen and we'll work on that. And it's snowing. I thought I'd come back and there wouldn't be any snow. Still some snow on the ground and we have this in the air. So interesting because I didn't have to deal with any of this in Europe. Hail one day while I was biking, and that hurt because I did have anywhere to kind of go and hide under a bridge or tree or anything like that, just out in the open. But yeah, still got snow. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's I thought I was gonna miss it all and come back, and everything was gonna be different. Everything was gonna be getting ready for spring, but apparently not. Anyways, let me show you the supplies and the setup I'm doing. I'm going to only do about 4 trays, maybe 3 trays today, and then when they come out of the germination chamber, I'll put about 5 or 6 more in. But let me show you what I'm doing and my setup right now. So this is the setup I got. I'm kind of crammed for quarters right now. But anyways, I have the trays that are going to hold the water and the seedling cells in it. I've got seedling cells. These are called 72s because there's 72 of them. This is the peat-based, soil-less growing medium that I'm using. I've filtered it through to get all the big chunks out. I will be making this with water into a muck or paste. I got some water ready. I have some popsicle sticks so I can name all the cells. I got what I'm famous for at work, having all my different colored Sharpies. I've got a stool, of course. I've got my seeds. I've got more seeds. And then I have the chart that I'm going to write on when I started, how much I started, what the day was, and my guidelines there. And so this is my setup, and it's going to get mucky. So I've got my muck. This just makes it easier because I got to get moisture in here, and it makes it easier to make it consistent when I do it all at once. Anyway, peat generally is good at holding moisture, doesn't have a lot of pH level to it that's acidic or basic, so it's relatively neutral. It's got some nutrients to it, not a lot, so it's not going to overpower a seedling. If you have too much nitrogen, you can actually burn a young plant because it doesn't know how much to take up or not take up. And also you can determine how much fertilizer it gets if you're that specific on what you're doing. I know there's other ways of just packing it, but this is how I do it. Watched other videos and this works. Not everyone uses 72 cells. Some find it a little too small. I will have to transplant everything. That can cause stress to some of the plants, but I've figured out which ones get stressed and which ones don't, so I kind of don't do a lot of that. I may start with the bigger cells, like 36s instead. Anyways, I want to make sure the air is out. They don't have to be the same height. You want to give a little bit of a ledge in there, maybe a centimeter, half a centimeter, just in case there's some water or just in case you're putting the seeds on top, and then you're lightly covering it. There's different ways of doing it. I like to make divots and then put the seed in and then cover it on top. But you want to make it packed. You want to get the air out of there. You want to make sure that it is touching every part of the cell. So that way, when you have the roots system growing, it's going to be growing, you know, wherever there's this the medium here, and that's going to keep it in place. I take the popsicle sticks, chop a little bit off of them, and write on the name, do that ahead of time so I can just drag and drop. I have poked holes with the back of Sharpie in all the cells. Now I'm just plugging away. I can use this and just rub that and these will come out. Instead I'm just picking them up one by one, just be a little more accurate in my mind. You know, maybe I'll try that. Come on, come on, there we go. There's one. Try to get them in the holes. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this. I've seen other ways. It just doesn't fit my setup. And it doesn't matter if I have more than one seed in the hole, the divot and the pivot. I just like to have that because I'm going to assume that it's going to be 99% germination rate, and I'm going to do really well. Kale is next. Kale is a different seed, different style seed anyway. It's just these small little round things. I find it easier to grip something that's round and drop them off. Looks like I've had some fall out already. So next up I got some hot peppers. So I have some habaneros. Look a lot like eggplant seeds. Sometimes it can be really hard for pepper seeds to germinate. So what I am going to do is put 2 little divots per cell and put 2 seeds in. So if they do both germinate, there's at least space that I can pry them away without damaging the roots too much, because if I put them in the same divot, they might have intertwined roots, and that could possibly really damage them. So I'm going to try it this way. Usually what I do is I'll soak them in water, and that could be 2-3 weeks. I'm not going to do that. I'm hoping that this is going to be moist enough. One thing I like to do before I put them in the germination chamber is give them a little extra water. They're already moist, but it can't hurt to give them some more. The last stage is to put them into the germination chamber here. One. Two. Three. Four. So I have kale, tomatoes, and peppers and eggplant in there. Those are the things that I want to have germinate quickly. Kale, I will be planting that out with broccoli and maybe cabbage mid-May. Tomatoes take a lot longer, so I'll have them at end of May, beginning of June, planted out, but I want them to have a better root structure because as soon as frost is done, I want them in the ground. So that way, hopefully, come the end of July, I will have tomatoes, or the fruit anyways, not just the plant. In preparation of getting my seedlings ready, I'm also getting the shelf ready. I'm cleaning it off. This is where all the grow lights are. This is what they'll be. I got 4 of these that I'm working on. I'm keeping track of the temperature. I got a little bit of watered down fertilizer there to start it. I got my heater, backup water, and all these cords, and I got my timer there. I now have the light shelf set up. They're on the timer. I've got 3 trays in here. I've got 6 trays in the germination chamber right now. You can see everything's popping up. I probably should have them a little closer to the light. Anyways, I got my different tomatoes. You can see they're not all coming at once. Got the kale. The dark kabor there is really behind, but because everything else popped up, I had to pull it out. And the eggplant, choo-choo here. I don't know if it's gonna come up. It's really old seed. But that's what I got, and I built all these different things during COVID, so I just grab them and lift them up because you want the plants to be close to the light, the seedlings anyway, close to the light. And as they get taller, you'll drop them down more. So I'll just pull these out and that's easy. So that's my process here. It works. I prefer to have a greenhouse, but that's just not the opportunity right now. So this is what I do. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this gives you a sense of what some people do in starting seedlings, and right now is the time for tomatoes, because tomatoes take a long time and you want them to be in the ground, if not May long weekend, and then June 1st, depending on when frost is. And then my kale, my cabbage is in the germination chamber right now. I want to plant that out around May 14th, May 12th if I can. They'll handle a little bit of frost because I will put them outside ahead of time to get them hardened up. But they also grow better and when it's cool, not hot, and it's supposed to be a hot summer. So we'll see how well they do. So thank you for watching. Good luck with your seed starting, or encourage others that are, or watch what they're doing in garden centers. And we'll see you next video. Remember, finish your vegetables, buy something local, be good to each other. See you till then.